I have many of my family members here today. Too many to mention right now, but I do have my mother Marie with me. Thanks for coming, Mom. And my in-laws Jim and Ursula, my brothers and sisters and sister-in-laws, and it's very nice to have you gathered here with me today. Over the past couple of days, we had to make a choice. Should we move the ceremony to the senior center, or should we work around the contractors as they put the finishing touches on the new Gemini Center? And after the choice was made, I thought about all the details involved with changing the location at the very last minute. And later that night, a thought came over me that made me laugh a little. 8 years ago, at my first swearing in, we would have never dreamed that we would have an opportunity to have to make such a decision, because we did not have these choices 8 years ago. We did not have this beautiful senior center, always filled with our caring and loving senior residents, and we had the dream, but certainly not the reality, of a recreation community center. We held our ceremony in the auditorium of Fairview High School. But today, 8 years later, we have choices, and that's a wonderful thing here in our city. We have had the opportunity to make many choices over the years, and they were always made for the betterment of the entire community. Some of the choices that we had were, do we close Vulcan Park down for a whole year to totally rebuild it? Do we work with the Cuyahoga County Party and seek Brownsfield grants to remove the motels on the Rain Road? Should we continue our communication with the Zaremba Corporation to develop an office park on Brook Park and 227? Can our good working relationship over the years with the Jacobs Group work for us in the total demolition and the rebuild of Westgate? Do we have the time and do we have the compassion to relocate 31 family units from a trailer park to move forward and begin the Gemini project? These were choices that we faced over the years. Because I have the great privilege of working with the best directors and chiefs, we discuss these decisions always as a unit. Every Monday morning, you can find us all gathered as we discuss these important issues. And in every choice facing us, we remind ourselves that they must be made for the betterment of the entire community. I would like to take a moment to introduce my Monday morning staff to you. My administrative assistant, Bridget Hinkle, my director of service and development, Jim Kennedy, finance director, Lisa Rocco, law director, Sarah Finelli, recreation director, Tim Pinchek, senior life director, Regina Demby, and our police chief, Patrick Nealon. And a very special thanks to all the other employees that are here today. Your contribution certainly reflects our accomplishments. All of the choices that we make or ideas that come to mind always need to go to one other group. This is what I call the checks and balances of good government. The right hand always knowing what the left hand is doing. And this group, my friend, is called City Council. It has been an honor and a privilege to work with this outstanding group of professionals, along with Council Clerk Tracy Waldron. I have an open door policy here at the City of Fairview Park, and I began that for residents. I extend that offer to every single member of City Council at all times. This administration has always made themselves available to this legislative body. They have worked with us on all the important choices that we have made over the years. Their knowledge and compassion and dedication are evident as we roll up our sleeves and work on all these important issues. We may have had different views over the years, but I certainly respect their opinion and their determination in making our city the best it can be. Many of you may not realize it, but when a resident chooses to run for City Council, they commit to you, our residents, many, many hours of meetings. Every single Monday night, they meet to discuss issues facing our city. They research issues, they review legislation, they meet with residents, they discuss ideas with the directors and the chiefs, they attend many city functions, they receive phone calls at home, and as a former council person, I know that you can't even go to Blockbusters without being stopped by a resident who has numerous questions. They are your public servants working 24 hours a day. And today we welcome two new council members, Pat Manning and Mike Kilbane, along with the new council president, Jamie Rabatin. I certainly look forward to working with all of you, and it's a great pleasure to welcome back Bill Minnick, Fred Gauthier, Bill Westfall, and Peggy Clary. I can assure you that we will continue to be very busy over the next coming years. This administration's goals and visions will continue on the path of economic redevelopment as we continue to build up our city's tax base to help ease the burden off our residents. We will continue to prioritize our infrastructure needs and address our neighborhood flooding issues. We will continue to partner with our school superintendent and our school board, as we know that the schools are the heartbeat of our community. And I pledge to our residents that we are here to serve and protect by offering you a superior police and fire department who are well-trained and dedicated to our residents. Our work is not over. It never is. I appreciate the opportunity to serve you for the next 4 years. I have the energy, I have the drive, and I have the passion to keep on track as we continue to make Fairview Park the western suburb of choice. In closing, I would like to share with you that 8 years ago, when I had to make a choice to run for mayor, I knew that my life would change a bit, and change it certainly did. My choice was to find an ideal balance between family and work. I never quite mastered that ideal balance, but I do my best, and I cannot do it without the help of my family. They have become my peace and quiet of my life. They are the joy of my world. My husband, Jim, of 31 years we've been married. He seldom comments that I'm gone 3 to 4 nights a week. He's learned to enjoy crock-pot meals. He's been a wonderful supporter, and I certainly thank you for that, Jim, for all these years. I also have my children here with me today. My son, Jim, he is 27 years old. He's a market analyst for a growing company in Westlake. My daughter, Megan, is a Cuyahoga County probation officer and soon to be a bride of Kevin Disbrow, who we certainly lovingly welcome you into our family, Kevin. My son, Owen, is a first-year law student, and our little Lauren who was in seventh grade when I began this journey as mayor, is now a junior at Ohio University. So I'm very proud and glad to have them all here today. So thank you. And I'd like to thank you, the residents, most of all for the wonderful 8 years that I've had here. My open door policy was made for one reason, because I wanted to get to know each and every one of you. I wanted to hear your concerns. And 8 years ago, email wasn't as popular then, and it certainly has become now. And I encourage communication with our residents, because our community can only get better when we know what you're thinking. And we know that your likes and your dislikes, your complaints and your compliments. And we share them throughout the City Hall. And it's very important to realize that we have the most outstanding group of residents any community could ever have. We also have an outstanding group of employees here at the City of Fairview Park. They're the ones that make me get up and want to come to work every day. And I let them know that as often as I can, how privileged I am to be their mayor and the mayor of this city. So I would like to thank you, and a very special thanks to Tracy Waldron and Ken Wolf, who put today's event together. It's been very, very nice, and we certainly thank you. So I would like to call my family up as Judge Gahn recites the oath of office.